Okay. What up? Welcome to another episode of Who Gonna Catch These Hands. I'm your boy, Joe Prophet. You know I'm gonna keep some boys with the council with me. This is a crazy episode today, man. Listen, this one is a weekend journal. We're gonna call it that. You know, I got my Dominican partner, my Dominican brother, you know what I mean? My namesake. I got him on with me today, man. I'm gonna bring him up here in a minute. Introduce some of y'all might know this guy, you know what I mean? He's doing his thing in the boxing game. Had the pleasure of kicking it with him at this event. We were coming for an epic night of boxing. We damn sure didn't know it was gonna end like this. Let me tell you, you know what I'm saying? But welcome to Who Gonna Catch These Hands again. I'm your boy, Joe Prophet. Let me bring my guy to the stage, man. Like I said, my Dominican partner, he goes by he's the voice of Dominican boxing. Y'all welcome my boy, Broadway Joel, to the stage, man. Motherfucking round of applause.
What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Welcome. Yo, Broadway, what's the damn deal, brother?
Nah, man, nothing much. It was good seeing you this past weekend over in Virginia. It's always good seeing you, me and you, the few times we've interacted.
I can't hear you.
Can't hear me? Let me see. Hold on.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. It says it works on mine. I don't know. I'm gonna get out and come back in.
I don't know if y'all can hear him. Put it in the comments. I couldn't hear my guy, man. That's my boy Broadway Joel, the Dominican, the voice of Dominican boxing. Like I said, we're gonna get into it today. You know, like I said, I had the pleasure of hanging out with him. You know, we were in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me bring it back up. Here you go again. Let's see. I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, he said it's me. They said they can hear you. I don't know why I can't hear you. That's crazy.
Yeah, your volume. Put your volume up. In the comment section. Hold on. Yo, in the comment section, somebody
go ahead, Joe. I don't know what it is. It's me, bro.
Somebody tell him to put the audio up, or make sure his headphones are connected. Somebody write that. Yeah, man, because it might be that. I don't know what's going on.
Man, Joe, go ahead and tell them about the experience. Like I don't know why I can't hear you. Everybody else can hear you. It just seemed to be me. That shit is crazy, bro. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's happening.
For the people listening, he gonna want me to explain what happened, but he can't hear me. I mean, somebody write in the chat, man, that for him to maybe adjust the volume. I think maybe he has his audio on mute. I think that may be it. Let's see. Is your audio on mute? Let me write that in the comment.
Hold on, let me bring my. Sanchez, I'm gonna bring you up. Maybe you can, because I'm gonna try to figure out what's going on with my sound over here.
Yeah. Yeah, Maniac, what's up?
Joel, what's up, man? I can hear you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well. How's everything with you?
I can't hear you either. That's crazy.
Well, man.
Let me figure out what's going on with my sound.
Yeah, that's so weird. He can't hear us.
I'll be right back.
Maniac, I hear you clear as day.
Yeah, man. Oh, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead, man. It was good to see you too this weekend. Next time I make myself known, man. I ain't get to see you. I ain't get to actually officially meet you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm no disrespect. I'm not familiar with your channel. What's your channel?
Oh, I don't have a channel, man. This is the channel, man. We all here doing the same thing, bro. We moving.
Got it. Now I can hear y'all.
Yeah.
We lit.
Yeah. What was it?
I had to change the settings on the speaker. It wasn't on the damn roadcaster, bro. I was like, what the fuck?
All right. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, my mic. You know how it has a tester thing on
yeah. It's lighting up and shit.
I'm like, well, what's up? I mean, you know. But what's up, my man?
Man, what's going on, Broadway, bro? Damn, bro. We connected now. Listen, it was a crazy. This weekend was insane, bro. You know, we knew it was going to be epic as far as, De Los Santos and Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn taking on an opponent like De Los Santos in his first title defense. You know what I mean? Being that, although De Los Santos did have the 2-year layoff, he ain't really start getting on our side, like, people ain't really start respecting him until Shakur Stevenson said, "Oh, this is the best guy I've been in the ring with." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that happened, So coming into that fight weekend, I'm like, "Hey, yo, I got to be in Norfolk, Virginia. This shit's about to be crazy." De Los Santos, somebody I rate him high at 100 as a lightweight. I feel like he's a dangerous fighter. I spoke to you a little bit about him. I know you're very close to the guy and stuff like that. But I was just expecting an epic night of boxing because I'm like, even however it goes, even if Keyshawn would have came in there and stopped De Los Santos, then that rises him, that puts him, man, he ascends in the lightweight division that night if that happens. You know what I'm saying? If De Los Santos upsets him crazy at his house, another crazy story. But we didn't get either of them stories. You know what I mean? Dog. Friday, I don't know. It was the energy was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's DB3. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't really just pinpoint where the energy is going. They come in with scowls on their face, but it's cool. They just doing it for the cameras and all this. But Keyshawn comes in there and he's overweight by 4 pounds, bro. Right? We're sitting right there in the front. Me and my man Maniac right here, Broadway. We sitting right in the front. I was so confused because when he said the weight, Keyshawn starts flexing and he's doing all that like he made weight. So I'm like, nobody's flexing like that if they miss weight, especially 4 fucking pounds. Like,
and if you catch it, Samson Lukowicz starts clapping afterwards. I'm like,
yeah, like that. It was a very confusing thing, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. I'm thinking when I hear it, I look back at my mans. I'm like, bro, did he say 134.9? Because there's no way he just said 139.3 and this dude just flexed like that. That is the weirdest shit ever, bro. It don't make no sense. And then lo and behold, it was.
No, so, and then they asked him about the weight, like, yo, are you gonna try to make the weight? He said, nah, I was doing it last night, this morning, it's just not coming off. This is how we doing it. Basically, like, it's not like this dude got an option anyways, but little did he know.
Bro, that's what I couldn't understand. Because I'm like, this dude just bragged about 10,000 people, over 10,000 people coming to see him. Tickets almost sold out, all this.
Allen Iverson, Michael Vick.
Come on, Bruce Smith.
The mayor
was at the weigh-in and the press conference.
My man, they called that week Keyshawn Davis week. They had an after party planned out, rented out, flyers. They had a parade, literally a parade planned for his victory. And this man was so selfish, so unaware of how irresponsible he is being and how much this is going to affect of how many people this is going to affect, like to the point where it literally affected us as media. Right. We took a trip. Right. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Had it been Abdullah Mason versus Nakatili as the main event from the beginning, I would have never booked my flight and hotel to go there. So it literally affected me. Now, it's not a huge deal. I'm not over here. I'm not making this about me, and I'm not here to cry. And nothing. What I'm trying to say is he needs to understand that action affected a bunch of people, probably cost Top Rank millions of dollars. I'm not an accountant here, but I'm assuming, You know, people are returning tickets because they gave people the opportunity to get a refund. So people returned a ticket, and his stock value went down significantly, to be honest with you.
Sure.
Especially he was such a huge star in his state, in his city. Now, next homecoming, you think people gonna be so willing to shell out? He was getting booed when they put the cameras on him over there.
Man, it was crazy, wasn't it? Like, I mean, you know, with me, one thing that kind of disturbed me about the whole thing, even after everything that happened, right? I thought Keyshawn was gonna literally come into that arena, go into the ring, grab that microphone, and apologize to everybody in there for what he did, how he conducted himself during the whole buildup. You know, just on some, you know what, it's on me. And you know what, Norfolk, hey, even if they would have been booing him when he picked up the mic, boo, woo, all that, hey, I get it. Y'all booing me, I deserve it. You know what I mean? I fucked up. All y'all came, I know what y'all came for. I'm sorry I let y'all down. It's my fault. It would never happen again. Y'all put y'all trust in me, it would never happen again. Even all the boos, if that man would have did that, I feel like he would have been all right. I feel like that was the move to make that was the move to make when you acted the way you acted at the press conference, when you conducted yourself in the manner that you conducted yourself in, and you really was just like, you know, hey man, fuck the fans, bro. Fuck anybody that really came. That's cool. I mean, y'all did that, but y'all don't know what I go through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know, I know when you can really see when a fighter is trying to make weight. You see it on his face, like they look crazy. They look damn near like a fucking skeleton. You know what I mean? Like they have that look. He didn't have that. Like he looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to be honest, I thought he was gonna make weight. I mean, he looked like he was in hella shape. But
yeah, he was cut up strong.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I remember when I interviewed Edwin, I'm like, yo, are you ready? And he was like, yeah, I'm ready. I pulled up, I screen shared a picture of Keyshawn's Instagram where he is looking phenomenal. And he said that this was the best training camp he's ever had. He was popping hella shit. Again, literally scheduled a parade and an after party because he was so certain he was going to win. And it's like, were you so certain you were going to win because you knew you were going to blow weight? Or like, or I don't know what to think of it, but I feel like he has what's happening to him is the same thing I saw happen to Teofimo. Teofimo was always like a kind of like a confident guy, talk some shit, whatever. Like it's boxing. After he beat Loma, he turned into a totally different person. And same thing with Keyshawn, you know, tough guy, pop his shit, whatever. He was active on social media, but I never seen any like totally how do I say bad behavior from him. And then he wins this title, and then it's just like he turns into this different person. Like let's list down all the things he did. Right, first thing he did was in the Abdullah Mason at the press conference. He's going at Abdullah Mason. Oh, after I knock him out, I can knock you out too. You be popping shit online, blah blah blah. This, that, and the third. Like, bro, you a champion. Contenders and prospects want to fight champions, so you can't take it so personal when somebody wants to fight you when you have a belt.
Like,
especially
like exactly. It's the fight game, bro.
Especially Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason's such a like respectful kid, man. Like
Sure.
I'm a huge fan of him because of how he conducts himself.
Right.
And then you do that weird shit. The next day, then you blow weight. Say they gave you another hour. You said you wasn't even gonna take the hour. Go, whatever. The fight doesn't happen. Then your brother loses a fight fair and square, and you go to the locker room and beat him up. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is going on in this guy's head? I honestly think there's a couple screws loose. No disrespect. I feel like, and by I mean screws loose is I don't know if he's like that arrogance just got into him, which I never seen before.
But Joe, let me ask you this: at what point do we go away from saying, you know, using the mental health excuse and holding somebody accountable for their fucking actions? You know what I'm saying? At what point? Where's the line drawn? You know what I'm saying?
No. You always hold. Listen, as a man, specifically as a man, you're responsible for your actions. And if and I wasn't even saying the mentor. When I meant screws loose, I meant like
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I meant more like he like he got all this money, this belt, he's kind of going crazy with it. I meant it in that fashion. But
Okay.
yeah, but your mental health is never an excuse for your behavior. At least I think so. You may give that as a reason, but you still got to pay the consequences. You get what I'm saying? You do something, you got to pay the consequences. And for him, the consequence was $1.3 million. Win or lose.
Yeah.
All you had to do was make weight and show up June 7th, and you would have got $1.3 million in this economy. And you threw that all away
for beating somebody that ain't fought in damn near 2 years.
And
they
that
are
guy
dangerous, but you got to,
no fucking excuse why you can't make weight. And listen, had he blew weight, but looked just totally dehydrated, he looked bad. He was limping on the scale. They had to hold him up, and he missed it. Even by how much he missed it, I would be like, yo, man, at the end of the day, you can't. Yeah, what you want him to cut an arm off? He can't make the weight. But he looked strong. Had they made that fight, he was knocking Edwin out. Just because how big he was. He just looked like well, I was gonna say he looked like he was in another division. Well, he was in another division. He looked huge.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to say, man, I think basically what this probably was a case was a bad game plan going wrong. And I think we had plan A and plan B, but plan C and D that kind of fell through our hands. And I think that's where the ego stepped in. When I seen Bomac react to the one, because I heard the dude say 139.4, and I was like, "What?" I know I heard you right. So,
well, hold on before you finish that. Let me. Why would part of the game plan be to lose the belt in front of the home crowd when you know more than half of them are casual fans, and they ain't even gonna know why you lost the belt if you lose it because of weight?
Okay, so the thing is the event is what really matters, right?
Sure.
So we probably knew we probably weren't gonna make weight, but we're gonna soften that by coming out and putting on a show. My brother's gonna come put on the show. Abdullah gonna come put on the show. I'm gonna come out here and put on the show. But where the ego stops the show from going on is when he missed weight, and they asked him. He should have just took the hour. I don't care if he went.
Yeah, just show the effort, bro.
You know, he could have went outside.
10,000 people. Come on, man. Just at least show like you give a damn a little bit. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. They're spending money for you, bro.
Yeah, just take the hour and go, I don't know, go play 2K or something. Anything.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
And I think once I seen
wings or some more popcorn, you know you like popcorn.
Yeah. once I seen Bomac react, Bomac was like, damn. So I knew I'm starting to think as a fighter. Because I missed weight before. So I'm starting to think as a fighter. All right, we probably gonna get as low as we can just to soften the blow a little bit. When he heard 139, it's like, damn, that's not what we was aiming for. We was probably aiming for like 138-ish, 137. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To soften the blow a little bit. Once he heard 139, I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it was. So when he didn't take the hour, that's what made it put like a bad taste in people's mouth. Like, oh, you gonna fight who? You ain't even trying to make the way. So this was the plan the whole time. You exposed your hand a little bit too early, in my opinion.
I mean, I understand. I see what you're saying. I don't understand it just for the simple fact. Here goes the thing. One, you just got the damn title in February, bro. You ain't even been. It ain't like you've been reigning champion. You just been defending this motherfucker, doing all kinds. You just got the belt, bro.
It was probably
you ain't even defended the motherfucker. This is your first title defense. You at the house. Clearly, you wasn't focused. I can't see how.
I can't say
anything would be in a game plan to just give the fucking belt up. Like I don't
say
get
he wasn't 100% focused. It was probably a stretch making a Baranchik 135 fight because you remember he brought. I know he brought Limos down, then he made the Baranchik, but those is probably struggling to make 135 anyway. So now we got the belt. We achieved what we needed to. We already got the belt. We can't reverse that. We
I just
accomplished
think
it.
I just think that the fact that he missed it by so much and didn't look dehydrated makes you think it probably was on purpose. That's why I agree with Maniac. Like, it's not so much like trying to reason with it with why he would do that.
Right.
It's like now we're just trying to find an idea as to why he would do it, because again, he didn't try to make the weight. If he had tried and been looking dehydrated, took it the extra hour, went in the sauna, brought a sauna suit or whatever, something. You don't miss weight by 4.3 pounds and not know when you're stepping on the scales that you're gonna miss the weight. Like he didn't. This may sound like a weird comment, but did he even take off like his underwear to try to be like,
hell no? Nah. He didn't take off shit. He
didn't do nothing.
He flexed on the scale when they said 139. He just went. I was like, what the fuck? Did he make it?
And that's what gives me the idea of thinking like, all right, look, just shake out, and when you wake up, we're gonna see what you at. And that's what I'm thinking, how it went. But I don't know if people saying that he was at the bowling alley the night before. I don't know if he really did shake out.
Yeah.
At a
bowling event.
I was following his social media pretty heavy just because, that's what I like to do. So I'm in tune with the fighters. And he was in a concert a week before. He was at the event here in New York in Times Square. And he was moving around. He was at, he was chilling. He was chilling. Yeah. But to be fair, every time he would post himself in the gym, he was sweating buckets, working out, looking. I mean, that was the strongest I've ever seen him. He just looked amazing, but he wasn't on weight. And if you knew you was gonna miss the weight, why are you gonna make the opponent? That's a real, as a boxer and Maniac. I didn't know you were a boxer, but you now I'm knowing that you know that's a fucked up move. You're gonna miss the weight. You can't hit the other guy up and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna vacate the title because I'm not gonna make the weight."
No.
Don't kill yourself to go down.
No, kill yourself. Yeah, get down. Matter of fact, become a skeleton before you step in the ring with me. I want every advantage I can.
I
kind of agree with Keyshawn on that.
That's nah.
You said you agree with Keyshawn on that?
I agree with him on that.
Bro, I don't agree. Okay, so you cool with just losing the title on the scale? Now, let me. All right.
No.
Wait.
No, you can't.
Before I even skip to that, let's go to this. Why do you need that type of advantage over Edwin De Los Santos?
It is never cool to lose your title on the scale. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. So you believe that. But why would you need that type of advantage over an Edwin De Los Santos? Why?
It's not what I will actually need or anything. If it's context to everything. If I know I'm struggling to make 135, let me get one of the best, one of the talented 135s out there, and I'm gonna come put on the motherfucking show and beat his ass. Like I don't get it. I already got the belt, so losing it on the scale, yeah, it looks undisciplined, but people will get over that. Once they see me come out here and look amazing against this dude, they gonna forget I even lost the belt on the scale.
See that's they go thinking with the ego.
But no. See,
when you miss weight,
to me, that's not ego.
Automatically put the ball in his court now.
That's
so
not
you don't
ego.
even know if you're gonna fight. You
that's
just
not
hoping
ego.
And banking on the idea that he's gonna be like.
That's not ego. That's just part of boxing. Where it was ego at, and where I disagree with Keyshawn at, is I think he kind of scared Edwin away by being an asshole in that moment. Like, you kind of seen Edwin and them gather up, and they was kind of smiling and pointing. The arrogance came from like, what the fuck's so funny? I'm gonna still beat your ass and da 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 da. I think that's what scared him away. Like, hold on, you gonna fight who? Nah.
Well. To be fair to Edwin. So there was negotiations that happened immediately after the weigh-in. The negotiations went by Edwin De Los Santos' team requesting $300,000, and Keyshawn was going to make 1.3, so he would just make a clean one at that case. And he also wanted a rehydration clause of 150, where it's only applicable to Keyshawn because he was the one who missed the weight. And Keyshawn said yes to the rehydration clause, but countered with 250. And at that point, Edwin's team was like, you know what? Like, this is a dangerous fight, anyways. You over here countering. We're just not gonna take the fight. Like, the more like kind of like they thought about it, saw the counter offer, and was like, you know what? It's irrelevant. Edwin still wanted to fight. Edwin felt like he was strong, he was sharp, and he was still gonna do his thing. But his team around him was like, yo, we already got the money. And from what I'm hearing, I spoke to Samson. Samson said it is going to be 50% of the purse, not 100% of the purse. But we'll see. He still seemed unsure, but he that's what he told me he predicts was what's going to happen.
Well, 50% of Keyshawn's purse?
No, of the purse that Edwin was supposed to make. Edwin was supposed to make 400,000.
Yeah.
So he will be getting 200 if it's 50%, but he kind of seemed unsure of it, but he told me he was leaning that's how it's going to shake out. So you got
the word was that he was getting 400. I heard 400, like he got 400K. But then I heard yesterday when he was talking on everyone's talking on Mill City's podcast, and he said that he hadn't been paid yet.
He hasn't been paid yet.
He hasn't seen no bread yet.
Yeah, but he will be paid 50% to 100%. We'll see. If it's 50, it's 200. If it's 100%, it's 400. But I think, again, getting back to the arrogance of Keyshawn, man, yo, bro, you missed the weight. The dude, you're still gonna make a clean million. The guy wants 300,000. You're gonna like lowball him, like, and when I say lowball is like, yo, bro, for 50,000, you really haggling over when you get what I'm saying? When you about to make a million,
you know,
you want $1 million, whatever, $1,050,000 as opposed to just a cool million. Like you negotiating at that point pennies. You in context, you get what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like 50,000 is nothing, but you understand what I'm saying, right?
Right. I'm with you.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But hey, man, I bet you not only did he learn his lesson here, a lot of boxers who have weight problems learned theirs as well.
What do you think that lesson was? What was the lesson?
The lesson was, if you miss weight, there will be consequences, and it could mean your whole entire purse. Say whatever you want. Oh, Keyshawn got Brad. Keyshawn, he fought his last fight for a title, so you know he had 6 figures or whatever. I don't know one man from Bill Gates to the poorest guy in the world, where $1.3 million not being in your bank account is not going to affect you.
Exactly.
That not like, just you call yourself the businessman, right? Isn't that your nickname? I ain't give you that nickname. And you miss weight, costing yourself a $1.3 million paycheck. That doesn't seem like a businessman type move. And I think he learned that lesson, like, man. And again, all the mother boxers, listen, if I miss weight by a significant amount, I'm giving up all the leverage in the negotiations for the next day. Like, again, that's where they lost, like when they countered with 250 as opposed to 300, they they don't realize that they don't have the leverage at that point. Like, at that
point, they don't understand. They don't understand business.
Yeah, going into the fight, you had all the leverage. You know, this
in
is
the
an
world.
optional
Whole world in your hands.
You have the optional defense. You're gonna fight on Top Rank, ESPN, my network. You're gonna fight in Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? This is my rules. Once you missed weight, there is no A or B side. You are under the mercy of me. I want 300,000.
Exactly.
250. All right, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna still make money. And then I'm probably gonna fight in a month or so and make another bag there too.
Right. Because I mean, rumors is De Los Santos might be on this on the Tank and Lamont Roach undercard.
I haven't heard that rumor. The rumor I've heard is that they'll be looking to get him a pro box fight, just to keep him busy. Not to
there it goes. I mean, you definitely more plugged in with that situation than I am. Voice of Dominican boxing. I'm just saying, I don't just say anything. I
Hey,
heard that too.
listen, I'm not doubting your sources. I'm just saying what I heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what I heard.
Right, for sure.
Mhm.
But listen to what you said. That kind of makes sense that all that probably trickled down this boy's brain when he came into that stadium. On top of getting booed by the home crowd, and then watching his brother lose, and then he probably just snapped. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm trying to figure out, right? I mean, these dudes been fighting all their life. They've been to Olympics, been to national tournaments, doing all this. So they get it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, why this particular fight, your brother lost, and you felt the need to go into the winner's locker room? Why? Like, it don't even see. I heard a lot of different things. Like I heard his coach get on the live and, oh, this is when people they want you to fail and do this, and nobody got this, and I'm like, Coach, see, you got that enabler behavior, man, because you got to go to the root and the foundation of the issue, and that is, what the hell was y'all doing in this man's locker room? You're not gonna be able to justify that. There's no reason for you to be over there. The match is over. Y'all said y'all wanted to beat his ass. You had 30 minutes to do it. 10 3-minute rounds to whoop on this man. You ain't do it. In fact, you almost knocked your brother out in front of your whole family. You know what I'm saying? And when I equate all that with that 1.3 that you just spoke about, yeah, that shit pretty much set that little dude off, bro. That's it right there. It's not even some crazy scientific jargon that you got to put together that's it. 1.3, brother got his ass whooped, lost my title on the scale. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro.
And I also want to say this, man. The security there was trash. Like,
yeah, shout out to Allied Security. Y'all suck.
Y'all
suck.
That was not, and people may be thinking I'm referencing what you're talking about with him going to the locker room, which is what I'm referencing. But besides that, I saw fans at the press conference, like legit non-media in the press conferences. And because I had taken a couple pictures with some people, and then I see him in the press room, and I'm like, damn, this person was media. I was like, all right, whatever. And then afterwards, they're like, yo, thank you for the picture. I can't believe I got back here. I'm like, how'd you even get back there? They were like, oh, I heard that the press conference was back there, and I just walked over. And I was like, so nobody stopped you? I was like, he didn't even know that he wasn't even supposed to be there. He was just saying that he heard somebody at the press conference to the back, and he followed him. So like the security was terrible.
Yeah, they gotta change that up, man. Because that's another big reason them dudes got into that locker room, because how that even happened, man.
Yeah,
how wasn't they hear Albright ever in danger after he won? Like,
you know what it is? That's a small arena, meaning like Norfolk is, and what I mean small, Norfolk is a small town. Like nobody is really doing boxing events there, at least not that I know of, and this may be a new experience for them. Boxing, you get a different type of crowd. In Madison Square Garden, you order a beer and it's a boxing match, they pouring that shit in a cup.
Yeah.
You go for a volleyball game or something, you get your bottle, you good. At a boxing event, they pouring you in a cup and giving it to you, because there is a different type of crowd.
Yeah, it's a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
It's a little more aggressive.
Yeah, that's anywhere. If it's a boxing crowd, you won't get some aggressive, energy. And I mean, I wasn't expecting him to go backstage to the locker room and jump an opponent, but it's security should have been on top of that.
Right. And to be honest, when we, walking back there, and when I kind of think about it in my mind, what the security looked like, I want to say it was like some little small white ladies, bro. I'm like, well, who they gonna stop? They not stopping shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it get hectic, they not stopping shit. Like, real talk, they're not. I didn't even, to be honest, if you really go back and look at the scuffle, just look and see if you see any security person. Them little white ladies, what were they doing? Like, let's check it out. What were they doing? You know what I mean? Because it
I
couldn't have been their job.
I walked past. Oh, matter of fact, I think you were with me. When I was waiting for Eldy Cedeno to come out the locker room, there was this small little chubby lady there. And
come on, you know I'm talking, little dwarf. Like, come on, like, what are we talking about? Who is she stopping? Like, this just gonna stiff arm her and she's just gonna fall. Like, it's gonna be bad.
I'm a respect the rules. Like, I have no reason. Of course. Eldy Cedeno told me he's gonna come out to just give him a minute. He got to get checked by the doctor. He wanted to change his clothes. Cool. I don't have a problem with that. But I was just thinking, like, I thought I had that same thought you had. I'm like, what is she gonna do if I go? I'm going in there. There's nothing she can do to stop me. No. Absolutely, unless she has a weapon, there is 0% chance she's not gonna. I'm not gonna get in there.
Doing that, yeah.
There's no way, but you know, it's. I think maybe they learned a lesson.
When we think about what happened, you know, if you're Bob Arum and you're the president of Top Rank, what's the next move? I'm gonna start with you, Broadway, and then I'm gonna go to you, man. Go ahead. What's the next move after a weekend like that? All the money we invested in this event, how it actually turned out, the ending of it, like how do we handle Keyshawn Davis and DB3 moving forward?
I don't know, but I definitely don't trust him to fight at 135 anymore, whether he says he can make it or not. Although he did say he was moving up, but I'm just saying in case he changes his mind and goes, "Yay, man, you know, I think I could." I'm not doing it. I'm like, no. And unfortunately for Top Rank, I think that might be their biggest star. Like, who's bigger than him? So you kind of just got to take that one on the chin and see where it goes, because he had $1 million gate. Teofimo's a 2-division lineal champion and never did $1 million gate. So I think they're gonna still have to treat him like the star that the numbers show he is. And I unfortunately, I think, and I say unfortunate, not that I don't want to see him get paid, but unfortunate that he won't really have a consequence. I think he's still going to get the same amount of money he was getting for this fight.
So you don't in your mind, you don't believe they're not going to shelf this guy. They're not going to.
The thing is that like
undercards and
So one thing I know, I know I talk to people in the ins and outs of the boxing business, and one thing that I've always been told is like, you make your money as a boxing promoter, you really make your money off of the bigger events. Like, so you may have 5 shows and all 5 of them you took out a loss, but then you have that one big show and it pays for the rest of, your cards, makes up your losses for those 5 cards and whatever. So if that's the case, how I've been told, you can't give up your biggest asset in Keyshawn Davis, a guy who can guarantee, well, I won't say guarantee, a guy who has sold $1 million in the gate, a guy who's a good talker.
To be in this place that we because he wasn't doing that at MSG, was he? From my understanding.
Well, he sold out the Hulu Theater, which is not. It's
sell out the Berenicek.
Well, I'm not sure. I was there. It was pretty packed.
Me too. I was like, it didn't look like a sellout to me, but hey, numbers is numbers. If that's it didn't look like a sellout.
Let me pull it up. Hold on. You got me curious.
Okay. Let's see.
Let me see if I can pull it up.
You know what I mean? Well, while he looking for that maniac, what do you think Top Rank gonna do, man? Like, what do they do with Keyshawn?
Ain't nothing Top Rank can do. That's what I've been saying. I think it's gonna play out. I think it's gonna play out how I've been thinking. I think he's gonna leave Top Rank. Honestly, I think now that the information has been coming out about the contracts and stuff, and I got my theory on why I think Top Rank didn't really do no damage control in that moment. And I think it's been some things going on in the background. And I think more than just Keyshawn crashed out, it was just more than that, in my opinion. So I think Top Rank gonna treat him as such, the superstar he is, because that's what they got on their hands, is a superstar. Loma retiring this week. All that plays a part, in my opinion, because he could have retired a year ago.
Right.
Why you wait this week to announce that? So T.O. turned down the Devin fight this week. It's just too many coincidences to me. So I think he moves on from Top Rank, and I think maybe he goes with Turkey and they make this T.O. fight.
T.O. and
Yeah,
Keyshawn?
that'd be two crazy people.
Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I can see that. I can see that one.
It's funny that's the prediction I had on my channel was that fight is gonna happen the next fighter. I think that fight makes sense. They both on the same side of the street. Keyshawn is a former world champion moving up. They have a history, together. They had that whole back and forth at the press conference. I believe Keyshawn Davis's former trainer had attacked T.O. Senior, something along those lines. I don't know the full story. And yeah, man, it's like there's so much variables there. I mean, excuse me, there's so much there to grasp at to promote that I think that's the next fight. Next fighter two, I should say.
That would be a great one to be at. Teofimo Lopez and Keyshawn. Ooh,
I like that.
I like that. I like Keyshawn Davis and Pitbull. I like Keyshawn Davis and Super Real Matias. I mean, it's a couple ways you go with at one point.
I'm thinking they knew Keyshawn probably wasn't gonna make weight. I really think they were saving Loma for this dude. I think they were saving Loma for him. They figured out this show ain't gonna go as planned, and announce Loma's retirement.
Was Loma gonna come? Nah, was Loma?
I really think
Loma's to Norfolk to fight this dude.
No,
that would have been crazy.
No, not Norfolk. No, I don't think.
They was going to show.
Probably New York.
New York, but I really think they was going to save him from one last hurrah. But I really think Keyshawn, they deviated because I'm just starting to think back when situations got sour. I mean, you can't ignore that, like, regardless if Bud still has a good relationship with Top Rank, it was still an issue there. You know what I'm saying? No matter if Shakur still shows up to these events and they treat him well, it was still a business issue there. So if these are my brothers and I'm in business with them, it's inevitable for a situation or somebody to be in my ear or y'all to be in my ear. It's inevitable. It's boxing. It's messy. So I'm thinking that a lot of this has something to do with this weekend, not just him crashing out for
real. The fight was a sellout. Berenchik versus Keyshawn Davis, and I couldn't get the gate numbers, but I asked ChatGPT how much a sellout at the Hulu Theater for a boxing event roughly it is if Top Rank heads the show. And it was said anywhere from 500,000 to 1.5 million. So it didn't really give me an answer, but just to give you a gauge, But it was a sellout, which when and so him and Teofimo, he's also somebody who sold out the Hulu Theater before. Maybe them together could maybe go in the big room. I don't know.
Yes,
probably.
Especially if you put the right undercard. Rohan Polanco. Right. I got a Rohan Polanco shirt on right now.
Yeah, you gotta bring in my boy. What's my man's? My man's at fight at 130. Man. Facio Falcone Jr. You gotta get him there.
Facio.
You gotta have a Shushu on there. Maybe throw in a Xander Zayas. So I mean, hey man,
Xander main event fighter now, but
you think so? He's
main eventing in July. He main event in July
sure. But on something like that, can he be the co-man?
Nah,
can he be the?
I don't think so.
Nah, he ain't going back to Xander.
He can definitely be the co-man because he ain't gonna headline with nobody else.
He's headlining now. He has a fight scheduled July 26th.
But not over a T.O. and Keyshawn card. He would.
Yeah, but he would have his own event, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, but I mean, he would have to. That would just be stubborn because he's definitely not headlining over them.
No, I never said headlining over them. I said he wouldn't be on their undercard. That's what I said. Meaning he'll be on another card. Remember, main event fighters are few and far between. And Top Rank is not going to take two main event fighters and put them on one card. It just doesn't make sense for them business-wise.
unless
Yeah,
they
it
show
don't.
from one of those guys,
It don't.
like a
But
Jared Anderson.
But if I had to do one last hurrah, and I had to do Keyshawn versus T.O., I'd damn sure slap Xander on that undercard for sure.
No. Man, just put Rohan Polanco, put on Jan Santana, Eldy Cedeno, Elvis Rodriguez. Put on some Dominicans there, man.
I fuck with
Put some Dominicans on there, man. New York is full of Dominicans. By the way, 50% of the Latinos in New York City are Dominican. A lot of people don't know that. People
Look
think
at this, get some of this NYC education. You know what I'm saying? On who gonna catch his hands from my boy, bro. That's a fitting name, Broadway Joel. You know what I'm saying? Being out there in the Big Apple. Man, listen, did you? Let's touch on this a little bit, because I didn't really see it. I just saw like the headlines of it, but you know, supposedly Claressa Shields gets snubbed in the BET Awards for Female Athlete of the Year. She loses to Angel Reese. She felt some type of way about it. She said congratulations to Angel Reese, but she thought that accolades mattered. I did too a little bit, but you know, if you got any thoughts about that, you know, Joe, what do you think about that? You know, I mean, because Claressa, when it comes to female athletes, I feel like she's such on a high pedestal. People really understood her accomplishments in the sport, even though you could argue about the quality of competition, but the results and the wins and all, you can't argue that. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too in deep with women's boxing. But one thing I've realized is that's one consistent thing that she complains about. She doesn't feel like she gets the love and respect she deserves, and is always, you know, having a public outcry about it and all that. And I'm not so sure what can be done about it. I don't know much about WNBA basketball either, but I don't think Angel Reese won a championship or anything like that.
She
So
definitely won a championship.
She's on the social media heavy, and I think that's what BET probably went. BET went, all right, this chick is popping on social media. You know, we're gonna give her the award. It's gonna go viral, and people will talk about the awards as opposed to giving it to Claressa Shields, who may deserve it more, but she's not like, yeah, well, all right, she won that award. All right, good for you, and then maybe not go viral. So, you know, I don't know if it's that.
Yeah. But respectfully, she is kind of popping on social media since she's been with Pat Poose.
Now, yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? Just throwing that out there. Shout out to JD 241. You know what I'm saying? It looked like that's for you. He put the voice of Dominican boxing. And, you know, shout out to people coming through. You know what I'm saying?
That's my guy. That's my guy, Juan De Lo Mio. Yeah, Juan De Lo Mio. I call him the captain of the Dominican fans. So he just came in here. I had texted him I was on here. He and as captain, you know, he wanted to come represent, let him know that voice of Dominican boxing brings some paying customers.
You know what I'm saying? We like that, man. We appreciate that, man. Listen, well, you know, I do appreciate you, Joe. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a busy guy pulling up to the platform, kicking it with us, you know what I mean? Kind of getting to show insight and intel on, you know, what happened with us this weekend when we was in Norfolk. And
for sure,
and all that because the shit was crazy. It was but it was a good night, fun night. You know, I enjoyed myself. Oh man, you know, I actually went and talked to a local business owner out there, man. Wasn't too happy with Keyshawn Davis, man. Wasn't too happy with the whole situation. You know, he's kind of casual when it comes to boxing, so he didn't really understand like how he lost the belt, but he understood fully that dude coming in 4 pounds over, that he was not focused or ready. And, you know, he felt like he did it on purpose as well. So there's a lot of people out there in Norfolk that it kind of really sour with Keyshawn right now. I don't know if it's good business for Top Rank to try to double back over there, even though, you know, you laid the numbers out. He is a money maker. He is a ticket seller. He's a seat filler, you know, and it's not just in his hometown, as you just stated to us. I mean, he did it, and he did it in the Hulu Theater. So, I mean, you got to respect that. But at the same time, it's like, bro, yeah, you are this, but you know, at the same time, like how we gonna? What about conducting yourself as a businessman? You know, on a public forum, on a big stage. You know what I'm saying? When you got the whole city here, when the mayor damn near just gave you the keys to the city. You know what I mean? And this is how you repay him, essentially. You know what I mean? Like it ain't a good look, dog. Like it ain't a good look, especially for somebody that call themselves a businessman. And really, what you did for real this weekend, you lost a lot of money and you cost a lot of people a lot of money. And that right there is just bad fucking business. I'm sorry, respectfully. And I'm a Keyshawn fan. I love Keyshawn, man. His brothers, you know what I'm saying? They cool. They cool peoples. But if you my partner and we rocking and you do some dumb shit, I'm gonna tell you, hey, bro, that shit was fucking stupid. Like, why are you doing that? And I expect you to do the same for me too. Like, if you don't like something, you know, you feel like I'm doing something crazy or out of line, or hey, let me know. Hey, Joe, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Hey, stop that.
Well,
like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, speaking on that, Joe, can I rewind a little bit? I want to speak on Claressa getting snubbed, bro.
Okay.
I don't think that was a snub at all, man. I think it was just due. And I'm not saying accolades don't matter, but I think you bring it up if being your partner. You know what I'm saying? I love Keyshawn, and I'm gonna hold him accountable. I love Claressa, and I'm gonna hold her accountable. I think she's the GOAT for sure. But I feel like the mistake she made is when she gave Jake Paul her ass to kiss. She shot herself in the foot. This man just cornered women's boxing. He just cornered women's boxing in your face.
He got them all. He got all the fighters though. It's like crazy.
Every single last one of them. And guess what?
Especially the good ones. He got all the good ones except her.
And she probably the most accomplished boxer. You know what I'm saying? Women's boxer in the world. But Amanda Serrano is probably about to be the most popular. Alicia Baumgartner about to be the most popular because you know they I feel like they seen the vision, and I think that plays into what I'm about to say now with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a lot more likable. Yes, she has this stigma of you know the ghetto black attitude girl versus Caitlin Clark, but I feel like that's attachment to the sport. She also has philanthropy going. She also has, you know what I'm saying? She has a huge following. Claressa, yes, she had her movie. She had the issue with Remy Ma. That's it. What positivity?
And a lot of people ain't really just start like catching on to it till she was with Pat Poos. I mean,
like the issue.
That sounds as crazy as that is. It's just what it is, especially casually, you know.
And not even to mention
nobody really. You know what I'm saying?
Family online. You know what I'm saying? People see this stuff, and I think just the attachment to her name is not likable for real. I think she getting snubbed is nobody to blame but her fault.
Well, wait, hold on. Why her
fault? Blame but herself, huh?
You said she got nobody to blame but her father.
But herself? I mean, nobody to blame but herself.
Oh, okay.
It's her fault. Yeah.
No, he said, why you blame her father? Like,
nobody to blame but herself. It's her fault. Yeah.
My bad. I heard her father. I'm like, damn, bro. I'm like,
her dad?
Yeah. Nah. But that's not what he said. That's not what he said.
I appreciate y'all boys, man. Hey, listen, this is another episode of Who Gonna Catch These Hands. I'm your boy, Joe Prophet. Listen, I stopped through. My boy came through from New York City today, man. I said, I'm going to give it up. Another round of applause for my boy, Broadway Joel and this bitch, man. Y'all give it up for him, man. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much for having me on, man. I definitely had a lot of fun. We'll do it again another day.
And then, you know, we got the esteemed council member, Sanchez Maniac McGee in this building. You know what I mean? Hey, we'll start with you, Broadway. Tell them where they can find you at, man.
Yeah, man. Follow me on Instagram, Broadway Joel, Twitter, @_Broadway Joel, and on YouTube, Broadway Joel. I also have another separate YouTube channel. It's called the Broadway Joel Podcast. That one is a little bit about everything. I interviewed a retired cop before, retired fireman, criminal investigative journalist, 2 boxing historians, former leader of the Latin Kings. That one is just pretty much anybody I'm interested in or I want to know more about. So if you guys want to, just some other type of entertainment besides boxing, and there will be boxing on there too. Definitely go check that out. I have a Jim Lampley interview that I'm about to release on that channel as well. Yeah, man. Go check both my channels out and my social media as well.
Shout out, man. Maniac, man. Where they can catch you at, bro?
Yes, sir. Maniac McGee, aka the 5 Foot Giant. You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Poppy_Maniac.
Already. Okay. What's this H talking about? We're shortchanging Claressa's accomplishments.
Man, you know what he really.
Yeah,
he don't really watch women.
Tell him why you mad, man.
You know why he really.
Man. What is that? Man,
he don't even watch women's boxing, bro.
Yeah. Hey, look, we gonna catch y'all tomorrow. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. We gonna catch y'all. Hey, peace.
Peace, my man.
Yeah, yeah.